Alright guys, we are back for another Dokkan battle video. We have the details here for Super EZA Physical Kid BUU. Let's go ahead and see. Now, the first two Super EZAs were very, very good, I thought. Super Saiyan 3 Goku, I think, is a very, very solid option. Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks, I think, is probably quite a bit better, but also a really, really good option. Both characters are very strong, very legitimate options for teams. So I am very excited to see what we're going to see with Kid BUU. Now, Kid BUU is already a massive support type character, so the number one thing I'm looking for is the ability for Physical Kid BUU to be able to survive hits or be a safe floater or something like that. I mean, damage could be good for the Majin Power team, but remember, for the Majin Power team, as long as you don't get one-shotted, you're completely safe because you're going to heal all that HP back up. So, we have translations from the homie Goresh. Let's see what Super EZA Physical Kid BUU is going to look like. Keep in mind, with a Super EZA, nothing besides his passive changes. So this is still going to be his Ling set. He doesn't have a super attack effect, so we'll see if additionals is going to be a good idea, or if it's just going to be dodge for a support character like this. So let's just jump in. All right, so let's turn the zoom down a little bit. Okay, so he gets 150% attack and defense, 20% chance to crit, and 20% damage reduction. Just start a turn. Alright, damage reduction, we're already off to a good start. If we've got damage reduction showing up like this. Okay. Okay. I think we're looking pretty good here. That is pretty good. Alright. 250% attack and defense and super attack. 250 with these stats. Okay, I mean, his attack is not that high. Like, a normal Dokkan Fest TR that would come out, I think would sometimes have, like, around this range. His attack and defense aren't really that high. His HP, massive, though. That's going to be huge for us as well. Okay. I mean, we're off to a good start. So he's got the big multiplicative buff. All allies get 2 key and 50% stats. Super class allies get another 1 key, 10% attack and defense. And extreme class allies get 2 key and 20% attack and defense when HP is 70% or more. Wait a minute. So, okay. Super class characters are getting 3 key and 60% stats. And extreme class characters are getting 4 key and 70% stats. Okay. It's a good thing they didn't split the buff up too much. Because one thing that's going to be huge about Kid BUU, I think, is Android 21. Android 21, remember, she is a Big Bad Boss's character. And she's also the leader for the Majin Power team, right? The only Big Bad Boss's character on Majin Power besides 21 was the EZA LR Buhan. Well, now we're going to have Kid BUU in there as well, right? So if we're running full Majin Power, we have Buhan, we have Kid BUU. We'd have 4 Big Bad Boss's characters, and, you know, both of the Android 21s are super class characters. So, okay, that looks good. That's when HP is 70% or more. Okay. Remember, with the BUU team, I do feel like you're often just kind of like jumping all over the place. Because it's like very easy. Let's say maybe we're running the pure evil BUU, the tech pure evil BUU. I mean, he can take a ton of damage very easily. He'll typically live, which is just the point. But he will take a lot of damage. So I would say that there's a good chance, you know, we could see a lot of turns under that HP threshold there. Potentially. We'll see. Then all allies 1 key, 30% attack and defense. Super class allies get an additional 1 key. Extreme class allies get 1 key, 20% attack and defense on HPs. Wow. So extreme class characters are just getting 2 key and 50% attack and defense. Like, that's basically his baseline buff for extreme class allies. So the HP condition it really hurts superclass allies. They lose 30% stats if Kid Buu is under 69% HP. Extreme class characters, they're only losing, what, 20% stats? Okay. Then he gets an additional chance to crit and damage reduction 20% every time this character receives an attack 2 times in battle. Wait a minute. Hang on. So he has up to 60% crit for free, basically. And he's going to be up to like 60% damage reduction. Every time this character receives an attack 2 times in battle. Then he recovers 10% HP at the end of the turn every time this character receives an attack 2 times in battle. Max of once per turn. So, he... Okay. So, like, turn 1 starts, and he's given 70% support. He does have some damage reduction, some crit chance. The 150% of stats right there, 250. You take 2 hits, and he gets the damage reduction. A little bit of a double-edged sword, because certainly with a character like this, you know, you're going to want to go dodge for him. But there can be a bit of a drawback, because, you know, you get your 4 hits in quickly, and he gets up to 60% damage reduction. Do I think that dodge will get us killed with this Kid Buu? Probably not, but it certainly could happen. Now, I don't know... 150, 250... Let's see. So, with links on, like, a typical turn... I mean, Majin, Infinite Regeneration... He's going to have those with, like, all of the traditional Boos, right? So, like, Super Buu has that. Fat Boo's got it. Evil Boo's got it. Buuhan himself doesn't have Infinite Regeneration, but he does have Majin, or Big Bad Bosses. And then, you know, what about Morse and Mitsuyan? No one else on the team has got this. Is there any, like, this Mr. Buu? Yeah, it was Mr. Buu is who I wanted to check. No. I hate that Kid Buu has this. Look at this. It's worthless. It does nothing. Hopefully, when we get LR Kid Buu one day, it'll happen. Guys, it'll happen. When we get LR Kid Buu, hopefully this is the link they get rid of to give him legendary power. Because it does more than meets the eye, it does nothing for him. Brutal Beatdown is a good villain link, you know, good damage. While standing tall, a lot of the Majin Buu characters got that's good damage. Yeah, wow. Yeah, I mean, this is exactly, I would say, best case scenario. I don't really know that we could have gotten better than this. Sometimes having to receive hits can be a bit of an annoyance because it's not really something you can control. But the thing is that this Kid Buu really is just going to be, like, you could just kind of put him in front of the attacks. I mean, if you're fighting Cell Max, Kid Buu will die instantaneously from, like, any hits regardless anyway. So you're going to want to get him out of there. But, I mean, I don't know. We start out in, like, Supreme Battle Spectacle Trunks. You know, that AGL Trunks, we can maybe take some hits. Because the one thing to keep in mind is that AGL characters are feasting because they're AGL. Kid Buu is on the other end of the spectrum where it's bad. Physical has type disadvantage in all of these tough fights. So them giving him the big damage reduction like he has is really good. I would heavily encourage people go dodge. Crit is, I mean, I would almost say mostly worthless here, but I mean, I don't know. You could just not get the crit from his passive and then crit potential build. It'll still kick in. If I had to rank them most important, probably dodge. Do I think raw defense would make a big factor? Maybe. Like, I definitely got to give him the gold equip. That's dodge plus raw defense, right? Gotta get him on that. I might try and rock some raw defense on him. But I'd say probably something like dodge, raw defense, additional, then crit. I would say in that order. You could go damage for him. The Majin Power team certainly does need damage, but typically, it's you don't come to a situation, it's like, oh my god, guys, had we been able to crit right here, we would have won. That happens once every 500 runs. Whereas a situation that pops up, oh, if only we could have lived this attack, we'd have won, happens every run. So, he is, but again, I mean, I'm looking at this. I don't know. The only, maybe like the only thing I would do is not have him rely on taking hits. I tend to just hate having to receive hits, but this is not bad. 2 hits twice, so 4 hits. That's not that bad. That's not that bad at all. And then he's got the healing as well, which is going to synergize well with Mr. Go and Fat Boo and Buhan and stuff like that. Yeah, we're looking good. This guy, to me, he looks to be... I don't know. I would think he might potentially be competing with Tech Gohan for best EZA TUR. I think so. So, like, if we would pull this up, my most recent tier list looked like this. Kid Buu is either 1 or 2. I could see Kid Buu being better than Tech Gohan. I could, actually. I don't know. Maybe not, but Kid Buu, I think, is, like, right in here. Like, he's 1, 2, or 3. I feel like I'm going to end up settling with him at 2, Kid Buu. Like, in a week, I'll probably have the update to this with Kid Buu at 2. But, I mean, Kid Buu looks like a... looks ridiculous. Couple of other things. Remember, in 24 hours, the Kid Buu Red Zone stage is going to be dropping. I'm not super sure on when Super EZA Kid Buu is coming out. It might be tomorrow. It might be in 2 days. Remember, JP is going to be in maintenance in 24 hours, so I think Global is going to have the Red Zone stage for a couple hours before JP gets it, since JP will be in maintenance. But we'll see. There's also going to be some sort of mission here. I think that this is a JP only thing for players have the 9th anniversary master title, some crazy challenge or mission or something like that. We'll see how tough that's going to be. We can anticipate that there will be a data download tonight, but again, the data download is going to be when JP completes its maintenance. Although Global we should see the contents of the Global data download first tonight, because JP will be in maintenance, right? So let me know what you guys think. Again, Super EZA Kid Buu, he looks to be either the best EZA TUR or number 2. He seems outstanding to me.